Aloha, everyone. Thank you for joining us at Ranger Stop and Pop. Once again, we're live again. You just got finished watching Jason Fawn, and now we have our next Power Ranger with us. And we're so very excited for him to introduce himself. He's known as the Green Ranger. And we want to give you a chance for those that couldn't attend Ranger Stop and Pop, that you can get to know a little bit about each of the guests that are here this weekend, and get you a little excited that you don't miss out on next year's Ranger Stop and Pop. So keep tuned on when those dates are. So, of course, tell the audience a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, Kevin Kleinberg here. Nice to be on the show. I was born in Los Angeles and I was on Power Rangers Time Force. Got the show right out of high school.
Wow.
Yeah, it was probably like my fifth or sixth audition, something like that. Just got lucky, just kind of right timing, and it was just it's been 20 years. It's a 20-year reunion.
Wow.
I guess we were supposed to have a reunion.
Yeah.
Actually, a few of us couldn't have made it.
Yeah.
This Aaron and Dan,
Mhm.
but it's been 20 years. It's hard to believe, and the show's in Time Force is still going strong,
Exactly.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Happy
Yeah,
Ranger Day
thank
to
you. Happy
you.
Ranger Day.
So of course, this was always a question because they had your hair green. Did they really dye your hair green, or did they put a wig on you to help you with that green hair?
No, it was a wig actually.
Oh my
It
god!
was it was like probably 30 minutes in makeup every day to put that on
Oh
and all that other
wow!
stuff. Yeah. But I guess it was better than the alternative of having to dye my hair green, which would have been really hard, because my hair is kind of dark,
Yeah.
but and it was also in the 2000s.
Yeah.
So it's like it wasn't as, I think nowadays it's kind of cool,
Yeah.
more trendy and hip to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the wig is a little uncomfortable when you wear it for like 10-12 hour days, and
Yes.
you got a hat on too, so it's
Oh
all like really
yeah.
tight on your hair, on your head, and it's like, yeah, but it was all good. You had to do what you got to do, so
Exactly.
it was cool.
Well, always Moana knows we give a lot of respect to the cosplayers that dress up because they're wearing this wig
I know.
all con long, and it's as hot, especially here in Georgia. It's really hot,
Yeah.
and then you also have the uniform on top of that, plus the wig,
Yeah.
and you're under lights or probably in outside too. So you just had a whole level of uncomfortableness. So definitely. So as far as outside of your role with Power Rangers, and I know I've heard from some of the actors, they got in the first time. Some of them auditioned quite a bit. Some of them after Power Rangers, they got had a lull before they got into something else. Did you go through the same experience of having a lull before uh, getting into acting, or did you end up finding another tangent for yourself outside of being in acting?
Yeah, my experience was I think it was a little different because when I got Power Rangers, I always knew that I wanted to go to college. But I also like loved acting. It was like my first love. I wanted to kind of see where that took me. But right when Power Rangers ended, I actually enrolled for like college. Like I was going to community college in
Yeah.
nighttime, right? Like literally right when it ended, I was in college doing nighttime school.
Wow.
And I was actually doing like I started doing some theater. I did some musicals. I was just keeping myself busy. I booked some commercials, and I was auditioning as well. I
Okay.
did some independent films, but that whole time I was going to school and trying to get that done with.
Sure.
And I ended up transferring to UCLA and graduated. Actually, I graduated top of my class,
Oh,
and then
wow.
that's yeah, thanks. And that was actually the time when I was like, okay, well, I haven't booked anything big or that was like a series regular again or anything. So let me just see where this kind of takes me.
Yeah.
And that was kind of the journey I was kind of complete with my experience as being an actor at that time in my life.
Mhm.
So I don't, I can, I've been offered some things here and there, but just the timing of things, it just doesn't work in my schedule.
Yeah.
I got my own businesses now. I have a family, got 2 little kids. I have my hands full with a lot of things, and it's hard. And you gotta really be passionate about something, and you got to make time. You got to prioritize, because our time is limited. You got to make the best of things.
Exactly.
And you got to. I really think it comes down to like prioritizing.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
my heart kind of led me a different direction. But I still, like I said, I was booking some things and I was enjoying my time as an actor, and but I knew kind of the direction I was wanting to go.
That's
So
an important message, though, for regardless of whatever profession you're in, the importance of education, and making sure that you have something else and you don't put all your eggs into one basket. For others who are looking to become an actor or who are up and coming, um, how does it feel to be a role model for so many, younger generations, or even, same generations, people who have watched you during their childhood?
yeah, no, that's kind of mind blowing. I mean, just because I was on the show 20 years ago, you would never, because I was a kid, when I was on the show. I didn't know that it was gonna be this big phenomenon for as long as it has been. All these people coming out and wanting to meet you, it's crazy. Um, but it's a wonderful experience. I mean, um, I would say being a role model, it's hard for me to comprehend, but I would, you got to just put your heart into it, whatever you're passionate about. You want to put your heart into it. You got to to make it, to do something big, you got to sacrifice. You got to be willing to make that sacrifice and put your heart and soul and everything you got into making it happen, whatever that may be. That kind of applies to any journey. It just applies to anything you take on.
Exactly.
So
Beautiful. Now, one thing I always loved about Power Rangers as each generation has happened is how diverse they continue to make the cast. And of course, you being of Filipino descent, which was like, all right, I was excited when I saw Johnny get on there. And then it's like, okay, now we're taking it more and more notches up. But then also you have another, and on our show we really focus on the diversity within the world, the BIPOC community, especially indigenous cultures. And I love the fact that of course you also have, like many people in the world, have two cultures that you deal with. You have your Filipino culture and your German culture. So is sprechen Sie Deutsch? No, sprechen Sie Deutsch. Okay. Okay.
yeah, no, I basically, like, my mom's from the Philippines. My dad's actually just from here.
Okay.
He so because like in Eastern Europe, those, like, my family's from like all over. I think there's like Czech Republic and German and Russian and like Polish, and it's just like it's from all over, right?
Okay.
And I don't know what year, like like it was either my great grandfather or great great grandfather that came here from Hungary, to actually Hungary. So there's Hungarian too. So
Wow.
and then they settled here, and then my grandfather was born, and then my dad was born in Los Angeles. So he went to Fairfax High School. I mean, like,
Okay.
and I was born in LA, as I said.
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, it's, when I was growing up, there weren't a lot of like mixed races. It was very unique at that time. Actually, what's crazy is, my Coupon, my Blue Ranger, he's actually also half Filipino. And then Dan Southworth is, I don't, he's half some, I forget, but he's half Asian as well. Um, and it's just now we're taking over the world. It's like, now there's a lot, like every other every fourth person is half something. So it's crazy that we've come a long way.
Exactly.
But I think it's wonderful to see just the mixing of, the mixing of races and the mixing of cultures, and
Yeah.
Actually, my wife's actually half Persian,
Oh, wow.
and she's half Danish Irish.
Okay.
And so my kids are,
Yes.
a
Kids are
quarter.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Thank you. Yeah,
Yes, beautiful. Yes.
yeah. But it's cool because yeah, she speaks fluent Farsi. I mean, I speak a little bit of Tagalog, a little bit,
Okay. Okay.
um, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's like just one big melting pot. I mean Los
Exactly.
Angeles, but it's
Yeah.
cool. It's awesome.
And me and Moana talked about that because growing up in Hawaii, it is such a melting pot of cultures there. And Moana has heard me talk about it because I come from a very mixed family too. And then my poor son, he's another layer because he's half Japanese. So
Nice.
so and I understand about that, 'cause especially when I was younger, it was harder to find your place because you weren't Asian enough, you weren't black enough, you weren't white enough, and it was hard to navigate. How did you incorporate your culture or your identity as you grew up and got into acting also?
Yeah, that's a good question because I was actually. It's hard in the entertainment industry. I feel like because
Mm-hmm.
you kind of want they. I don't know how it is. Like I said, I'm not really that involved in the industry now, but at least when I was more in it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's either they were. It didn't feel like they were looking for like mixed races, right?
Yeah.
They were looking for you're either Asian or you're African American. You were like they were looking for specific. They didn't want like a half this, half that. It was almost like kind of in a way like stereotypical in a way.
Yeah.
But I feel like you see a lot more of that on the screen now. You see a lot more mixing and there's just more openness. It's way more diverse.
Yeah.
And it's just wonderful to see how as time goes we move towards that direction that everybody kind of wants to see. I feel like as a society, I mean that we're heading that direction. It's just our time
Exactly.
where so yeah, it was definitely it was difficult for me actually growing up because there weren't a lot of
Mm-hmm.
me's running around.
Exactly. Exactly.
So even within my family, because I'm an only child.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's not like I have, so it's like I'm friends with, it's just the school I went to. There was only like, that was just me,
Yeah,
I was the
exactly.
only like half, Filipino, half, European descent,
Yes,
German,
exactly.
Russian, Hungarian. So yeah, but I guess you just kind of settle into it,
Mhm.
I think it just takes some time.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
but and then to try and and do everything you can to like better yourself and find yourself really and find what's
Exactly.
important to you. So yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
Now, we're getting towards the end of your time. So, can you let the audience know how they can connect you or any upcoming projects outside? Because, of course, you're not in entertainment, but you're in other businesses. Any other projects or events that you have coming up that they can look forward to seeing you and meet in person?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm actually on Instagram. I don't post very often, but I plan to. It's just at Kevin Kleinberg. Just the way you spell my name, no spaces. I'm also on Facebook. I have a restaurant in Hollywood. That's one of my projects. It's been there since 2018. It's called Jesse Boy. It's on the corner of Vine Street and Santa Monica Boulevard. It's me and my team, and it's been kind of one of our projects, one of our businesses, and we're up to stuff. We're trying to expand. Right now we're looking for another location, and I'm doing cons. I'm just doing these cons, trying to get back out there, meet everybody. It's so much fun to meet the fans. It's truly amazing. It warms my heart to be able to meet the people out there that just watched me growing up, watched my show growing up. It's crazy. Even people were telling me that they've never seen the show until they were just like stuck at home during the pandemic, and they're like, "We got nothing to watch. I'm watching Time Force. Wow, this stuff is amazing." I'm like, crazy. It's crazy,
Exactly.
So it's amazing. It's truly incredible.
So you
So
mentioned
thanks.
Jesse Boy Restaurant. Okay,
Yes.
the foodie in me, one question.
Yes,
Must
baby.
know
Oh,
what
yeah.
kind of food do you serve?
Oh yeah.
Yes. We're
It's actually, oh yeah, oh, you should come out next time you're in LA. Let me know.
I will.
I'll yeah, it's actually Korean fried chicken.
Ooh,
Yeah,
yes.
my chef's actually named Jesse, and he's Korean,
Okay.
but it's like a family recipe that he's passed down, and he's a chef. He went to culinary art school, and we specialize in Korean fried chicken. We also have a Korean cauliflower. We do bowls, we do sandwiches, we do all types of really cool stuff. And it's a small little place, but it's awesome. It's a lot of fun, and it's doing really well. We're really busy, like pretty much all the time, thank God.
Yeah.
And we survived the pandemic
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah,
So yeah, awesome.
All right. So if you're in California and you're in the area, definitely stop by its restaurant and try some food and let us know on me and Moana so we can know what to order when we go out and check it out. So of course we're at the end of our time. We want to thank him for coming out and telling you a little bit more about himself. And of course, Ranger Stop and Pop is still going on. So if you're planning to stop by, you got a little bit left of today. And you have tomorrow still left for Ranger Stop and Pop. So if you haven't got your tickets, you can still get tickets at the door. So thank you so much for joining us. And be ready for 4 o'clock, which we will have our next guest, who is a voice actor that you've seen in a lot of different things in anime. So be on the lookout and join us at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern for our next guest here at Ranger Stop and Pop. Thank you, everyone, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Mighty Morphin when I'm touring, so put me on the poster. Trying to take over the planet like Rita Repulsa. Gold skin, yellow ranger, ain't no need for comparing. So I represent for Trinity like Nakia and Karen. Assault machine, the Megazord, the metaphors. To settle scores like kicking doors, the Mega Fours. Competitors, they wanna call me Alpha Pride, but they can't cause their fans are boxed like Alpha 5. Like War Z, I ain't the type to provoke and pull. Other MCs, comic relief like Broken Skull. Carry tradition like it was made from ancient scrolls. A kid with attitude like I came from Angel Grove. The dinosaur inside, my spirit you're sure to find. It's morphin' time, transform when I perform a rhyme. About that action, so when I get on, I'ma pop. And I'ma do my own stunts like Johnny, I'm Bosch. What? Mighty Morphin when I'm touring, so put me on the poster. Trying to take over the planet like Rita Repulsa. Gold skin, yellow ranger, ain't no need for comparing. So I represent for Trinity like Nakia and Karen. Assault machine, the Megazord, the metaphors. To settle scores like kicking doors, the Mega Fours. Competitors, they wanna call me Alpha Pride, but they can't cause their fans are boxed like Alpha 5. Like War Z, I ain't the type to provoke and pull. Other MCs, comic relief like Broken Skull. Carry tradition like it was made from ancient scrolls. A kid with attitude like I came from Angel Grove. The dinosaur inside, my spirit you're sure to find. It's morphin' time, transform when I perform a rhyme. About that action, so when I get on, I'ma pop. And I'ma do my own stunts like Johnny, I'm Bosch. What?